Well, first of all, when I first knew you, and a lot of people knew you as someone who's just really naturally funny. You were just, you're very gifted. You're very naturally funny. And that is how I first knew you. And you'd come on the show. And I thought, I'm always fascinated to figure out, when did you realize you were funny? Did you always know where you went when you were a little kid? That's usually when people figure it out. They figure it out at a very early age that I've got this power. I've got this thing I can do.
I always knew that I was funny, but I didn't know that comedy was a gift because I got in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
I got pinched in church, for clowning around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Like a nun or a...
By my mama.
Oh, but your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knock it off.
So you knew your assailant. That's the important thing. You could identify your assailant. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I would get talks too much on my report card, and my mother's like, "Well, what are you in class talking about?" I sometimes I tell jokes. She's like, "I got a joke. Go get the belt." You know what I mean? and so I got in trouble for it. So I didn't know it was a gift until 1993. My brother was murdered on his high school campus. And my mother says, "I'm getting into bed and I'm never getting back out." So I'm like, well, what could I do? And I was like 22, 23. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I do know I can make my mama laugh. So I started performing at the foot of her bed every day. I would come over there and do my bit and do my jokes and do my voices. And one day I came over and she wasn't in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Mama?" She said, "We're in here." And I'm like, "Who is we?" Well, I went across the street and got Miss Brown and Miss Sadie, and I told them you was funny. Get that karaoke microphone and stand up there and tell these people some jokes. I was like, what is happening? And so in that moment, I tapped the karaoke mic. Is this thing on? How's everybody doing in the living room? I don't know what I'm saying. Like, well, what am I doing up here?
Be good to your waitress. She works hard.
And so I started, as I'm telling my things and doing my bit, that's when I realized that comedy was healing.
Yeah.
I realized it was a gift. And that voice said to me, because I was trying to get jobs as a very serious actress. I'm like, listen, are they doing part 6 of Roots? I would love to be the lead slave. I wanted to cry and fall all out on camera. Couldn't get a job anywhere in town.
Who was your role model as a kid for the actress that you wanted to be, do you think?
When I was younger, probably more like Cicely Tyson.
Oh, sure.
That kind of a vibe. Diana Ross in Mahogany.
But majestic. These are majestic people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when I'm standing there saying these jokes in the karaoke microphone, the voice, as audible as my own, says, "Niecy, don't be a selfish heifer. It's a lot of people suffering. Go outside and spread this joy around."
Mm-hmm.
And I went outside and I said, "My name is Niecy Nash and I'm funny." And they were like, "Yes, you are, little girl. Let us give you a job." And that was, when I knew it was a lot more to it.
But it's interesting that for me, it was a revelation that this thing I can do to cheer up my mom or make people laugh in a tense situation, there's a job that you could, it's actually a job. I didn't know it was a job. I mean, I grew up in, Boston in the 1970s. There's no one, I wasn't bumping into people in show business. I didn't know that it was a job for the longest time, which was kind of a cool thing to find out.
Yeah.
I thought this is just something you do with people for fun. And I mean, even the way Sona's my assistant, and we would always mess with each other, screw around, and then people would laugh, and then we'd put it on camera. And now it's like this mini industry.
I know, it's true.
You didn't know that this would happen when you signed up to be my assistant.
No, I didn't.
You thought you'd be getting me like foot inserts, for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I did that too. But
And by the way, I need them again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
it's time.
I don't assist you anymore, so
it's
go
January.
ask the new guy. Yeah.
We need the new foot inserts. My orthotics. But I mean, that was just something that was natural and real. And then you realize that's all there is just if we can put a camera on or a microphone.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. It took me a while to know that.
Yeah.
And you just seemed to, you get into it.
Well, I knew I was a lover first.
Mm-hmm.
And then funny second. I mean, I remember I liked a boy when I was in kindergarten, and I knew something told me, doll up, look nice. So I begged my grandmother to let me wear my Sunday dress, which was a purple velveteen. So and my long socks and my patent leather shoes and my rabbit jacket. You know, back then they used to, in the 70s, they used to take a little pieces of rabbit and make you a little jacket out of it. My rabbit jacket, and I put a piece of candy in my sock.
Wait a minute, you put a piece of candy where?
In my sock. So
in your sock?
Yeah, so I could offer him a piece of candy.
In your sock?
Because I didn't have pockets.
No, I understand that you did. But so you'd say, would you like a piece of candy?
And pull it out of my sock.
And then put it out of your sock. And that way that draws attention to the leg and the ankle.
Come on.
Wow. I never thought of that.
Me neither.
No.
I'm going to try that.
And now when I talk to people and say, I got some candy in my sock, it's got a different vibe.
It's going to have a way different vibe
Go to my van. I got candy in my sock.
Don't do it, Coco.
Not the van.
Don't do it.
Not
the van doesn't work. It's up on blocks.
Come on.
I got a marathon bar in my sock. It's not good. It's not good.
No, in kindergarten it worked. Now, not so much.
Yeah, so many things looked cool back then, and now are just creepy.